So like, I mean, the culture is constantly changing and there's more and more pressure to toe the line, I guess, to what culture is promoting. So do you think in 2021, if you were an NHL hockey player, you can be public about the Bible's beliefs on marriage or sexuality or those kind of things? Or do you think if you were public about that now, you wouldn't have a spot on a team?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think if you do like kind of stand up to what the culture says, you're going to be looked down on, it's happening. I mean, people that actually live by a conviction, if they say those convictions, they can lose a job, or you can get traded, or, it's tough. I mean, yeah, like, it'd be very tough to come out and say, anything against, having a whole month for Pride Month in the NHL. Like, if you say that, you're going to be criticized. It's not going to be welcome, even though it's not like you're saying, hey, I hate,
that's right,
hate those people. It's just saying, hey, I like you said, I just have a conviction in my life, a standard in my life that I believe, this is what I believe, that a marriage is between a man and a woman. And if you say that, that is going to raise red flags everywhere. But, I mean, those, why I believe that is because they were put there for a purpose. I mean, the NHL, just with the vaccine, like they're saying, oh, it's for your safety, for your safety. And I mean, the NHL players are going to recover from COVID. There's no one that's really at danger from this. They're the healthiest people in our population. Yeah. They're going to survive. They're not going to look back 10 years from now and say, oh man, remember that time I, couldn't smell my food. That's not a big deal. Yet they're forcing that in your body.
Yeah.
But now,
but you would say that's different than, I mean, the Bible doesn't speak about if you should or not a vaccine or not a vaccine. For me, that's a smaller issue than.
But I bring up that point because what I'm trying to say is that if you go 10 years from now and you have the NHL promoting Pride Month or LGBTQ agenda within the whole league, that lifestyle will cause harm on certain people. Just recently, Kyle Beach has come out and just, this is 10 years ago this happened, and he's still thinking about the trauma he had. If the NHL was really worried about the safety of those players, they wouldn't be promoting this stuff, because that could happen again. Happen again. And that has devastated him. I mean, and who's to say that's not going to happen if they keep pushing, like United Airlines is trying to hire pilots that associate one way or another instead of just flying the plane to safety. It's not about safety anymore. So if you were to come out and say that, people look at you like you had two heads, but that's just the reality of life.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of life. And it needs, people need to stand their ground on that stuff. And, it's not like saying, hey, my wife and me, some of her best friends, are gay. She's worked in the modeling industry. She's had so many friends come in.
I think that's a really key point you bring up there, that you can hold the Bible's beliefs and love and have these people over for dinner. I mean, that's what Jesus did, right? And I think that's actually, I want to have an LGBTQ activist on my show, because I want to bring that up and talk about that and understand them more and be like, why do you call me a hate group when I just hold to, this is how I believe it should be, but that doesn't mean I can't treat you super respectfully as a person and I mean, give you all the same human rights. I mean, you're not less human. So when so that's